Hi, my name is Sam. I am a freshman, and I chose women in media as my topic because there is so much that branches from media that shapes our society, and I found that very interesting. I will be focusing on historical representations of women in media and how they may have shaped our society today.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm a freshman. Women in the media is an important topic to me because I feel like it sets a standard for young women, and I feel it is important for women to not compare themselves to the unrealistic standards the media holds. I will be focusing on the negative side of women in the media. I set my focus on a particular family comprised of mainly women, Kardashian/Jenner family, who hold a power in the media, whether it is social media like Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or their television show, and set unrealistic and or toxic standards for women.
Hi, my name is Sky and I'm a sophomore. And women in media is an important topic to me because I didn't grow up seeing a lot of representation of people that look like me in the media, and I want to bring attention to how that's changing in the present. I'll be focusing on the body positive part of media and how one specific influencer, Lizzo, is changing the media's views, and how she describes how every body type needs to be represented through her music, post, and her TV show.
Women have been portrayed in many different ways throughout history. I will be talking about the Greeks' portrayal of them, specifically the story of Pandora. So, Pandora was meant to be a punishment for Prometheus, the guy who stole fire and gave it to mankind against Zeus's wishes. And she was created by the god of the forge, Hephaestus, and was set loose and introduced to Prometheus' brother, Epimetheus, and they were set to be married. And also, she was actually called a great plague by Zeus himself, and I don't appreciate that whatsoever. I don't think she would appreciate it either. I don't know if she heard that, but hear me out here. I wouldn't appreciate it.
A plague. Kind of like these standards about women's bodies that are plaguing society today.
So very true. So very true. And then also, neither Zeus nor Prometheus were blamed for setting loose, because you know how, Pandora had her box, and, she set loose the evils or whatever, and neither Zeus nor Prometheus were blamed for setting loose the evil into the world, even if it was Prometheus' actions that led to, her creation, and Zeus's literal creations of said evil to be set loose. Ugh. And then there was also, a quote from the story. Oh, wait. Okay. So, like I said, she was blamed for setting loose the evil, setting the evil free.
So why did Zeus create the box?
Okay, so neither Zeus nor Prometheus were blamed for setting loose evil into the world, even if it was Prometheus' actions that led to it and Zeus' literal creation of said evil to be set loose.
So why did Zeus create the box?
So, he created it as a wedding gift for Pandora because, as I said, she was introduced to Prometheus' brother, Epimetheus, and they were set to be married, and then Zeus gave the gift of, her little box with all these little spirits inside, and as one does, she got curious. She got, it was her little gift. So she opened it, and then set loose all these evil little spirits into the world, and she sealed away hope, because you know how, whenever you, open something you're not supposed to, and then you're just oh no, gotta close it. And then she did, and sealed away hope. And as, a direct quote from, the story, "By now the hands of the woman lifted the jar's heavy lid and allowed them, torment, pain, and disease, all to escape, planning the bitterest of sorrows for man. Hope only remained in a prison she could not escape, for the woman had replaced the great heavy lid. But the other numberless miseries were spread all over all of mankind. And due to this, women were kept at home in order to be molded into obedient, submissive, and subordinates to men in order to counteract the deceptiveness of Pandora," which, hear me out here. I'm just saying. Was she really that deceptive? I mean, she was kind of just living her best life that she was forced into. Anyways, as stated by Helen King, "For the Greeks, women is a necessary evil, a kalon kakon. An evil because she is undisciplined and licentious, lacking the self-control of which men are capable yet necessary to society as constructed by men in order to reproduce it."
So, you're telling me she was given the box. The box was left in her care as a wedding gift, told not to open it, but it was still a gift for her. So, What?
What even is a gift without even being able to open it? Now, in a more modern sense, we all have at least heard of the Kardashians. Well, if you haven't heard of them, they are a family of 5 sisters who are influencers on the media who set unrealistic standards. I know you guys don't really keep up with them, but what do you guys know about the Kardashians?
What do I know about the Kardashians? Probably just the show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I've maybe seen like ads or a couple of clips, but I don't really pay attention to them.
I mean, I kind of just know, like, about the show, like you said, and, like, doesn't one of them have, like, a makeup brand thing? I mean, I don't know. It's like a makeup brand.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, at least I know that.
Aren't they, like, models?
I think. Are they models?
Yeah, there's one, Kendall Jenner.
Okay.
I thought they were all
Yeah,
models or
she's the one with the
something.
makeup.
Yeah, that one.
Mhm.
That one.
No,
Wasn't it Kylie?
No, that's Kylie Jenner.
Oh.
That is Kylie Jenner.
You know?
You guys don't keep up with the Kardashians.
Oh, boy.
Going into more of the unrealistic standards that are set by the Kardashians in the media, there are 5 successful businesswomen who all contribute to unrealistic standards, whether it is their makeup or clothing brand. They had an appeal to me growing up, but as I get older, I now realize just how toxic the influencers to younger women, to more impressionable women are. We asked a group of people, did they think they live up to the beauty standards set by society, and 72% said no. They are known for editing their photos to make their body look quote-unquote perfect, that essentially, according to society's beauty standards, younger women can't be successful in these industries without having a quote-unquote perfect body for advertising their products.
All right, so now taking a look into the more positive side of being in the industry and in media, one of the most prominent leaders and role models that women have to look up to nowadays is Lizzo.
I love Lizzo. Oh boy. She's great. So great. Like, she's great. I love her.
Oh, doesn't she have a show or something?
Yeah, she does have a show. So it's called Watch Out for the Big Girls. So basically, she has girls of all shapes and sizes that come together to compete for a dance or a backup dance spot in her 2022 tour. Basically, as Lizzo describes it, she says, girls that simply look like me don't get representation. So, time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself. And she really takes this to heart by finding girls, like I said, of all different types of shapes and sizes, and girls that have different backgrounds and different struggles that made them who they are today. So the show really focuses on, their stories, their backgrounds, not really focusing on their weight like most shows would. It's basically, as someone described it, a love letter to plus-sized girls who feel unseen.
So going back to this, like, the Google form that we did, we asked on, like, a scale of, like, 1 to 5, how often do you question how you look and how others view you? And, like, well over, like, half of the people who answered it were on, like, the higher side of, like, questioning themselves every day. And I don't know, I feel like that it shouldn't be like that. Society is really just ruining us. So all in all, whether it be taking place in the olden days with, like, the ancient Greeks,
Or taking place in the current times by the Kardashians.
Or on the other side of things, taking place in modern times with Lizzo.
We see history repeating itself.
Whether it's based on women's race, sexuality, or body size.
and they are vastly underappreciated and undervalued.